He spent nearly 9 years behind bars, wrongly convicted of killing 4 people. But tonight, Devontae Sanford is fighting another battle.
7 Action News was there as the 23-year-old was released from state prison just last month. He joins the ranks of men and women who spent years behind bars in Michigan wrongly convicted.
7 Action News reporter Shelley Childers uncovers how the state treats those who have been exonerated while spending millions helping felons on parole.
This is not about how they ended up behind bars or even how they got out. This is the story of their lives after prison. For exonerees, it's not the Cinderella homecoming so many picture. For some, it means homelessness, fighting to make ends meet, ostracized by family, and even facing society's scorn. All of this after being found innocent. This is about compensation. Tonight, we're asking the question, what is a life worth? For inmates found innocent in the state of Michigan, the homecoming celebration doesn't last long.
Coming home penniless, jobless, unemployed for several years, homeless.
Julie Balmer was exonerated after 4 years in prison accused of shaken baby syndrome. Today, she's a bookkeeper for a local church, the only job she could land.
Just the fact of being in prison, people are like, oh, you were in prison? And so it's like, yeah. But it's okay. I'm not diseased or anything.
For Donnie Davis, staying home wasn't an option after spending 7 years in state prison.
I couldn't get a job. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't feed my family.
Unable to land work, he moved to Alabama, leaving his home a second time to rebuild the life that was taken from him.
Everybody thinks, oh, this guy's going to get this crazy lawsuit. He's going to get this money. They don't give you anything. They don't care.
The state of Michigan offers nothing to people like Davis and Balmer who are wrongly convicted. There is no compensation, no state check, not even an apology. But for felons released on parole, they get millions of dollars in services. We dug into the numbers from the Michigan Department of Corrections. It's called the Reentry Program. And this year they will spend $13.2 million paying for parolee housing, employment, health, transportation, and clothing.
Guys that commit murder and come home on parole, they get more than I get.
The program is meant for good to make sure inmates released from state prison have somewhere to go and something to do so they don't recommit. But inmates released as innocent get no services, not even clothing to leave prison. Chris Gouts with the Michigan Department of Corrections tells us their hands are tied.
We can only expend state resources on those who are under our supervision. And as soon as somebody is exonerated and they've left our care, we're barred by law from spending any money on them. Michigan is one of 20 states that does not compensate exonerees released from prison. But there is a bill to change that. Senate Bill 291 offers $50,000 per year of wrongful conviction. It's supported by both Democrats and Republicans. But this bill has been circulating in Lansing since 2003. We went to Lansing. We asked the Senate Majority Floor Leader, one of 2 people who can call a bill to vote, why this bill was ignored.
It's on the list of things to do yet this year.
2 weeks after that interview, the bill was passed in the Senate unanimously.
On final passage of Senate Bill 291, there are 37 aye votes and 0 nay votes.
Majority of the members elected and serving have voted therefore the bill is passed.
But it took more than a decade for this bill to see any recognition.
It does seem like it's something that should have been done yesterday. But again, the legislative process isn't designed to move very fast either.
Working fast may not be a priority for the legislature, but it's the difference between having a job, being with family, and even sleeping on a bed for these men and women.
If you could say anything to the legislators in Lansing to get this bill moving faster, what would you say to them?
It could happen to you. You know, if it did happen to you, would you want to be compensated? You know, what is your life worth? What is your family worth?
Senate Bill 291 must now go to the House for a vote and be passed there, then be signed by the governor. We're told that may happen as early as this fall. We'll continue to watch this progress. Shelley Childers, 7 Action News.
Severe